Hello. Right. Well, I decided to pick up my guitar and act like I know how to play it just for a minute. Hold on. Very cool. I learned how to play about 25 minutes ago, and it shows. Oh. Ooh, whew. I'll get to the drawing in a moment, but I just wanted to make it known that I just wanted to prove that every once in a while sometimes I still do play guitar. Or maybe it plays me. That's how the West was won. Not with a whimper, but with a wimp. And that's me. My name's Story Grub, here to entertain. Here for a short time, not a good time, and definitely not a long time. I'm blessed to be your host tonight. Hold on, I said host, not hose. There will be no hosing. Last week that was a fluke. Alright, it wasn't supposed to go like that. It wasn't supposed to be that deep. But it always somehow does, doesn't it? Now, I don't want to be copywritten, but I just wanted to say salute. Salute. Oh, there's some very bubbly water. Oh, my back is going to kill me. Myself 24 hours a day. It's true. But I don't want to live in this skid stick no more. It's not fun, it never was. I want to fly away into the purple haze. I want to kiss the sky. I want to disappear into the atmosphere and blend in with the cosmos in front of my eyes. Front of my eye. Me, mine. Really, some kind of narcissist. Do talk about myself quite a bit, but you know, it's true. When your only friend is the mirror, and you're infatuated with broken glass, it's meant to be. It's how it was always supposed to meant to be. Now I'll tell you what. Here's another one for you, britches. It's coming right up your alley. I'm telling you that right now. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I am. Hold on. Everybody's burning bridges, everybody's having everybody up for dinner tomorrow. Making these stuff as I go along. If it's not quite evidence, now it's a song. He's doing that thing and we're grabbing out the motherfucker on, let it go. I heard it just for 20 seconds. It was a concept. And then it broke down there at the end. You were there, you saw it. Don't act like you didn't see that. You absolutely saw that. I'm having issues with my shoulders. Bear with me. You want some tamales? Oakland, California tamales. Can't beat burritos or tacos or whatever Something like that. I wore my special shirt just for you. Who brought these on set? Terry, was this you? No? You're shaking your head, no? Wasn't you? Huh? I want you to find the man who brought the, or woman, or child, I don't give a dog. I want to find out who brought these in. And I want to know right away. Everybody get on it. Oh, that's right. I'm all alone. Well, that means I did it. Shit. That means I did it. I'm sorry. It was me all alone. I fucked things up, didn't I, mama? I lied all the damn time, right in front of your eyes. I'm doing it right now. Someday I might wake up, someday I might stay inside the river deep. Now I'm floating with this song from the eyes, and I don't know what's right and wrong no more, Daddy. Alright. I think that was exactly how I got the black lung back in the 1930s when I learned how to speak Aramaic. Just from an old newspaper I found in my backyard. It was quite upsetting at the time. The newspapers didn't know what to say about it because they didn't want to be held liable. Liable, can you imagine that? Back in the 1920s. We're going backwards in time now. And I'm losing the accent, can you tell? But not because I'm nervous, but only because I'm absolutely terrified. At the same time, humbled. Okay, sorry folks, I've been ignoring the chat. Oh, the chatterbox is what I used to call it. Oh, that's right, I'm alone. Oh, let's see what we got here. Big G, you look ugly and blue and red with accents of Caucasian. I get that, I'd absolutely get that. I'm right there with you, mate. I'm missing a lot of stuff. I once was Parker. They used to call me Peter Parker Posey in another life. Can you tell? I've still got the third eye. It's stuck right back in there, just right below the... I can't move my lips. It's so bad from time to time. Lo siento, friends. Fair enough. Held for review. Okay. Got it. Okay, here we go. Right. Now that we've passed that test, now that I've siphoned off all the weirdos, now that we're all together, hold on, I dropped my pick. This could take a while. Again, lo siento. Oh, give me that. I found a drum. Just for effect. Yeah. And, all right, everybody, hold on to your shorts, hang on to your butts, and herald in the, no, oh, geez Louise, hold on. I know. We draw. But first, I gotta get you guys right in there, right in the action. Because otherwise, why is it called Story Grub Draws? Oh, that's right, because I like to draw. It is moving, but this time it's got a name. Do you know what the name is? Do you know what the name is? Story Grub is the Frankenstein that I put together years ago. The amalgamation of all the characters that I used to throw into my art and my music and everything. It was just a way to put it all in one vessel, one name. And it worked. I have become Story Grub. And you know, I can change into a werewolf at night. It's quite fun. Dangerous. And it hurts. But I am a lichen through and through. First and foremost. Absolutely. Whew. I hope everybody out there is having a splendid afternoon. It's Friday. The wheels are hot. The blankets are burning. Let's go out there and have some fun. How about that? What do you think? I'm Haley. You know, I am. Let's just say that. I'll answer that with just that statement. I am. Fine. I am. Long pause. Fine. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. I hope you're doing fine as well. I think long dramatic pauses should be more just out in the open. People shouldn't be so scared to pull those out every once in a while or all the time. I love them. Absolutely love them. It's shocking to my system when I go back and forth from playing music to drawing. My freaking hands are shaking. I'm just so amped up now when I play my guitar. Amped up, I'm sure, a musical term. Stupid! Cheesy! Who writes this crap? That's right, that's me. Again, that's me. Smoke weed. Question mark, question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay. I don't like the dramatic pauses. You are impatient being. You're an impatient being within those moments, or you're an impatient being in general, like a humanoid? I'm an impatient person too. I demand immediate answers. When I don't get it, I lose my freaking mind. I seriously lose my shit. Oh my god. Oh. No, it's not that bad. But I am very impatient. That's why I could never be a doctor. I've got no patience. I wrote that back when I was 26, back in 1971. That's right, I'm 1,000 years old. Whoa! Right when I said that, see? I went back in time. Did you guys see that? Am I missing time now? That was like, have I been on here 3 hours? That would be a trip if somebody was abducted while they were live on YouTube and they were like missing time for 3 hours or something like that and everybody witnessed it or somehow. I don't know. That'd be intense. Or that'd be an interesting way of introducing that topic into the chat, or like not chat, but live stream category or whatever you would call it, or genre. I think it's all cool. Lawnmower Man, yep. That's probably the closest thing to it. When I was a kid, I remember seeing that. I'm actually kind of old. But like when I saw that in the theater, that messed with my mind. I wanted to be him so. I always got like the wrong idea from like movies like that where I walked out and I'm like, man, that guy was cool. You know? Where it's like, oh wait, no, that was the bad guy. I like always admired the bad guys because they always, at least in a good movie, they'll give you a reason why you should sympathize with the bad guy too, you know? Because there's a lot to sympathize with people who just lose it, you know, like the movie Falling Down. People praise him for all the wrong reasons, but it's really just it's just a story about like our system and how it works to just it works against the working class and the poor and the vulnerable and stuff, but we rationalize like people being like a judge and jury and executioner these days. Apparently, I'm not with that kind of stuff, because then one day you're gonna get the wrong person, and there's no way you can come back from that kind of shit. And that's why I'm not a big fan of death row either. As much as some people deserve to die, there's a lot of innocent people that have been sent to death row, and I feel like that's just wholly wrong, and so they should figure something else out. But what do I know? All I know is that I don't know nothing. I forgot what I was talking about. Abductions. Yeah. Lawnmower Man. I'm a bad man too. I've done bad things. And I've been trying to spend the last 13 or 14 years trying to make up for it. See, it's weird that this light is doing this right now. Maybe it's just not plugged in all the way or something. It's really annoying. Sorry about the shenanigans. Is that okay? Is that too... Sorry about the noise too. Jeez. What was I thinking? It's not so bad. I see this being kind of like a mask. I'll get you closer. There we go. He's naughty. Well, and that's the thing. It's like a few years ago I started learning about all of the Greek gods and stuff, and there's a bunch of channels that will tell you all the horrible stuff, It doesn't take long to tell you. But they were all bastards. All the gods were bastards. And the Greek gods were just absolutely insane. Very vicious and human-like in their humanoidianism. Humanoidianisms. I don't even know. But anyways, yeah. Interesting characters. And just archetypical as all heck. The Babe, like the Babe Ruth? Damn, that's like the nicest compliment I've ever gotten in my whole life. I don't even play baseball either, and so that's huge. I really appreciate that. Bye, Hales. You be careful out there now. The Babe. The Babe? The power. Yeah. Who do? You do. Me do? Right now, I'm just trying to draw your attention. I'm trying to keep y'all's attention just as long as I can hold it, because I've got quite an agenda. All right? Hold on. I'm clearing my throat. The agenda starts on day one. It goes like this. Day one was so scary. It was mean and hairy. Day one was right before day two. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Because day three is right around the corner. That's how the West began, and ultimately, in the last song you might hear, it was how the West was lost and then won again by the people, and then we all lived happily ever after. Sorry, that's my chair. I'm trying to scooch forward, and it sounds like I'm killing a family of otters or something. What does a family of otters sound like when they're dying? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know what that sounds like. I love otters. I didn't want to tape my ear holes with that kind of stuff. Why is that? Why is it? Sorry, friends. Hold on. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold yourself together. Sorry. Perfect. There we go. I just wanted you to see that little hand. And then over here, I can actually lift the table up. Like that. There we go. Like that. And then I can bring you in a little bit closer. Like that. How's that? Like that. This is the best drawing. Thank you. Thank you, Juliana Castillo. It doesn't like the word as fuck, so it hid your comment. I, however, read it, and I think it's a brilliant comment. It really pulls the room together. Can I add a head with ears? From the ears? A head, oh, right here? These should all just be little heads, huh? Because there can be another eye right here. And then this ear could be this eye, which, if you put a nose. Sorry if I'm going off of what you said, but there can be another eye down here. That, all darkened, sinister. The shadow, the creature in the dark, the monster in the closet, the corpse under the bed. Your worst nightmare that you've got to defeat. Like a knight in shining armor from a long time ago. Something, I saved the day. Take it to my castle far away. Oh, sorry. And then I could keep that attached to it, make the ear sort of there, enough to make it look like the side of a head. Then we're all good, right? I can leave now, right? Am I released from my bonds? I haven't seen my family in 176 years. I don't think that's fair. Oh, I gotta go get the garbage cans. God damn it. My neighbors are one-ing up me. And then, of course, you'll be smiling. This pen is quite out of ink, I think. Yeah, this one feels better. Final destination movies. House. Smoke break. Say eyes in the ears. Oh, no, you're fine. Eyes in the ears. Oh, I got you. You don't ever have to apologize to me. Not after what you did for me and my family. I shall never forget you. You saved us from the fiery pits of hell. I still, to this day, really don't know how you did it, but you did. And you did it well. What did he do? He saved us from hell. Yeah, burning fiery hell, you said? Yes. How's that? We were in a parked car off the side of the freeway. My tires were somewhat wet because it was raining, so I pulled over. Me and the whole family. The caravan, we pulled over. Next thing I know, it's very wet, and there's some stranger coming up to me outside the car. He's very wet himself, and he says, "Do you need a hand?" And I said, absolutely not, sir. I'm already wet, and as wet as I possibly can already be. Cannot you see that, sir? And he said, of course I can. That's why I was, of course, offering help for you, you wet little darling. And I said, oh my God, nobody's called me that since 1973, when those were my dad's last words to me, my father's final wish, if you, of me, right before he leapt into a fire off of a cliff and into a bunch of sandbags that ended up crushing him when the tidal wave came. It wasn't even that in the end, it was the sharks. It was the sharks. I don't want to talk about it anymore. You didn't have to say any of that. You just said all of that. All I was asking what... Okay, no, you're fine. You don't have to keep going. But I want to. I want to keep going. No. I don't want to hear anymore. I'm good. There were tiger sharks. No, I don't want to hear. No more sharks or anything. I'm good. But the coral reef... No. I don't want to hear about the coral. It's all good. You're going to make some Walking Dead joke. I know it. I'm not here for it. Okay. I don't know. I dodged a bullet there, friends. Or should I say we all did. And of course, I mean that in a very comedic, non-confrontational, nor political, or any other way than just how it was presented. Oh gosh. I'll be here all night. We're gonna give this son of a bitch some vampire teeth. Why not? Whoa, you guys are right up in there, huh? I swear the camera angle or the camera lens or something changes every so often. Or maybe that's just when the bleach that I drank earlier starts wearing off. I've got to drink... And I mean the non-alcoholic bleach. I obviously don't drink alcohol anymore. It really rots your brain. I'll get a little Zima. One of those little Zimas, or cranberry Red Bull. And some cranberry bleach, and you are set for days. I guarantee it. Absolutely. Or at least that's what I was told. Part 1, The Exorcist Part 2. Movie, and the first one's really creepy. The Exorcist, Comfortably Numb. Pink Floyd's one of my favorite bands of all time. Comfortably Numb is one of the first songs I ever learned on guitar. Coral! Hi, Mandy. Can you draw something in his hand? In this hand? Well, I had plans for it. But then I was thinking about it. And I was thinking maybe it could even be his hair. But not. I don't want hair. I've got to think about it. Just for a moment. If only for a moment. We're all in it together. Smile while you can. How about that? Pull it all together. Just long enough to say cheese. That's what it's all about. Life in a nutshell. Life in a nutshell. This episode of Art God is brought to you... This episode of Story Grub Draws is brought to you by Art God. See, it's already kicking in. Kills creativity dead. Right there. Okay? Take 20 or 50 of these puppies and you'll be set for life. I've only ever bought this one bottle. I only took 2. Creativity is down 1000% overnight. Everybody just think about that for a moment. That's why I get paid to say this. It's not true. They don't feed me. Oh my God. They're coming in. Just act cool. Hey, what's up? Who are you, with that FBI or something? No? This is awkward. I don't know if they want me to be in character or if they want... Hello? Right. No, nothing. Still nothing. They're just staring. I don't know. I'm just going to draw. Hold on. I'm just going to turn it back around and draw. safer that way, everybody. Well, that's because I cleaned it. It was very dirty. But it's me eyes. Usually I've got them all gunked up. But they forced me. They hosed me down the other night. Forced me to get rid of me eye makeup. Clogged up the whole system. And the water backed up. And now we've been walking in ankle-deep poop and pee for the last 13 days. It's rough. But in order to make good art... in order to... it's the only way to make good art. Right? Holy moly, that was hard to say. But thank you. Just thank you. And then teeth of some kind. Bog of eternal stench. I am the last one. You're the man now, dog. Punch the cage. Sean, I used to be able to do a really good Sean Connery impression. But now it just sounds like me trying to do Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Van Helsing. Like, punch the keys! What am I going to draw in his hand? What should I draw in his hand? I should draw Dank Nugs in his hand. I wish I knew how to draw Dank Nugs. That is sheer perfection. It's all good, Dank. You're good. Keep them coming. Junior. Are you talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Junior? Do you remember the movie Twins with Danny DeVito? And in it, he says like Danny and him when it comes to that part of the movie where they like get in the fight or it gets emotional or whatever, you know, the third part, or like right before the third act or whatever, like he said so. Danny DeVito says something that just always like rang. It's so heartfelt, dude. It's so sad in the movie too. Anyways, he says like that Arnold got, because they're twins, you know, and they're like supposed to be like these like they were trying to get Arnold, who was like this superhuman. He was genetically engineered and stuff like that, but he ended up having like a twin, and it was Danny DeVito, you know, and so he just said he called himself like the leftovers. He was like, so like mom got you, and I was just the leftovers, or something like that. But the way he says it, it's so damn like sad, and you feel for him. That's such a funny ass movie though. Yeah, the two wheels and everything. My dad was a cop and stuff, so like I grew up watching all like Bruce Lee, and I had nunchucks in the house and like butterfly knives, and my dad always had guns and just everywhere, just fucking everywhere. I mean, I was a kid. It was like in the 80s, early 80s, and he became a cop towards the like 85, 86. So I was like 6 years old when he started. I think, yeah, when he was like a sheriff at first. I had to blow a little bug off my drawing. It's bugging. Yeah, so, but like, I remember doing nunchucks when I was in the second grade. He confiscated them from somebody, and they just let the cops take them, apparently. I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure they weren't supposed to do that. But it was an interesting childhood, because then on the other side, my stepdad was kind of like a criminal, and all my friends were like thieves and like crooked. From very early on, we were all just like the Goonies, you know. We were just like go around and steal shit and sneak into movies and just be gone all day if we could, you know. I always say this, but those are when you see those movies back in the day, or even like Stranger Things and stuff, it really was like that. And I'm sure it was, I mean, it was like that for me still into the 80s, or I'm sorry, the 90s, because I was like 15 in 1995, you know, so if that gives you like a reference. So when the 90s were in its heyday, I was in my first little renaissance, when I was discovering myself as an artist and a musician, a little poet, a loner. It was like my brother had just gone into the army, and I ran away from my dad's house, and I was living with my mom and my stepdad, who hated me. And so I just spent as much time away from the house as possible. I just go to cemeteries and sleep and write and draw. It was crazy. I fell in love with cemeteries, though, for that reason. Ladybugs? Ladybugs. Is that oh my gosh. Why can't I think of his name? The comedian. That one guy from that one movie. I can see his eyes, but I can't. Oh, Rodney Dangerfield. You know, that one dude with the hair and the face and shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, doesn't he have, like, fingers? Yeah. You've seen it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he, like, walks across the room. Yeah, and they, like, say things. Right, yeah. Almost like they're almost like acting. Yeah, acting. The world is a mysterious place, friends. I am here for it. So how about them UFOs? Did y'all bring your bare bottom biscuits with you? We're going to be going into outer space here pretty soon with our friends, with our extraterrestrial. I always call them extraterrestrial. That would be my opening line if I was on some kind of sitcom. I would always talk about aliens, and then I would just say extraterrestrial, really? And then people would just be stunned, and there'd be like some graphic, and then it's like some big sound going, you know, like a record coming off the thing, and everybody would be happy about it. We'd be talking about aliens the whole time. I love me some alien. Love me some alien. Best topic in I was gonna say world, but I stopped myself. You heard that. You saw my hand. You know, interesting times. So, what do you think they are? Like, tax people after people's taxes, looking at trying to get their tax money, or aliens, or little green men, but not from outer space. They're from the green planet that lives inside of our own. That's where I'm from. Or I guess that's where I was from until they kicked me out. I'm sorry, friends. I keep getting so personal. It's been a long time since I've seen home. You can see it in my flesh. Whenever I start talking about home, my blood starts turning green. Oh, I miss it so goddamn much. It hurts. Lo siento to my Spanish-speaking friends. I don't know what came over me. Oh, Freddie and Jason together, they meet. Well, yeah, other kid, teenage girl, boy, and a girl too. Exactly what I was talking about, Crystal Lynn. Exactly. Precisely what I was referring. Goddamn precisely. See? Now everybody's talking about it. We know the game. We know the name. I think what was that called? Jason versus a new night? No. Was it just Jason versus Freddy? Because I think there's only one of those, and everybody, it's kind of like the similar thing with the xenomorphs, or like Predator versus Alien. You know, we got two awful movies, like the Requiem and like the first one that came out with the pyramids and stuff. I like the pyramid one, to be honest. I saw it in the theater, and it was cheesy, but it had some cool stuff. But the second one was atrocious. The one set in like Colorado, it was just oh my gosh. It was horrible. Oh, I just made a dog fart from 20 miles away. Did you hear that? He's like, thank you. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Picture of things that happened to you at Bohemian Grove. Exactly. See, J-Rock's on the level. We used to live on Mars, but we destroyed ourselves. Dude, Jose, I'm right there with you on that one too, buddy. And I think that's why they want to get back there so bad. And why do you think we haven't been back to the moon since like the 60s? It's not a conspiracy theory. Just look it up. We haven't been back to the moon. We haven't stepped foot on the moon since like the very last time we did, you know? And there was a reason for that. Otherwise, why don't we have moon bases on the moon? Why aren't we like doing all sorts of things there? It's because we're not supposed to be there. And why are they trying to get to Mars, which is obviously far further? You know what I mean? And they always called it all these years. They always called it a dead planet, dead planet, dead planet. And anytime you even bring up the fact that it has water, people even still don't even know that much, that there's water on Mars and glaciers and shit like that. You know, and there's underground like tunnels. There's evidence of there's traces of things on these on even on other moons and other planets that there's traces of you know I wouldn't say it's it's hard to say without sounding crazy, you know, but I think there's like traces of civilization scattered all across our solar system. And I do think that we sort of could easily see that we came from there from Mars because it looks like Mars went through some kind of catastrophic like well, catastrophe. Some kind of Armageddon, some big old fat scar, just like that the canyon that's on that thing that's like 5 million of the Grand Canyon or whatever. There's so much crazy stuff. There's so much just crazy stuff about our own moon that doesn't make sense. And then about our own missions that have gone there and what the astronauts said. And so many astronauts have come back saying that they've seen things too. Even if it's one astronaut, that's more than enough for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this guy and at least consider what he's saying because it takes a certain kind of person to be an astronaut. It's just like pilots and doctors and teachers and police officers and all these people who see all these UFOs all the time. They've been army people, navy people, all over the world all the time since like, well, for a very long time, if you want to go there, but at least back in deep into like the 40s when they were calling them, like I was saying last night, they were calling them Foo Fighters. So it's just like it's all coming full circle. But for so long they've made it seem like you're crazy for even bringing it up, or even making it seem like it could possibly be real when it's the only thing that's ever made sense. I mean, look at how much we've done in the past like 100 years. Can you imagine what we're gonna do in another 100? And then our heads, because of what we're doing to the planet, our evolutionary pattern is gonna like be such that in a thousand years our heads are gonna be huge and our eyes are gonna the pupils are gonna get dark and everything because the sun is gonna be all like blinding us and stuff. We're gonna evolve like to like lose our pinky and have 4 fingers on each thing, and our wieners and our pieces are gonna fall off and rot away in the wind, and people are going to catch them and play hacky sack with them, and, have fun like we used to. But then that'll be gone, all of humanity. That'll be the last of humanity gone. And then we'll have to build these little like saucer like spaceships and go back in time to like figure out what love is and like what it was like to feel and like where we all went wrong. That ain't no kind of future I want to live in. And there ain't more talking about than I ain't want to talk about no more. Amen. Praise the aliens. All I'm saying is that's what I believe, through and through. I don't want to argue about it. No, I just go with it, Liberty. I just go with it. I roll with the strokes. I row with the strokes. I don't roll. Feeling like I'm living in it too, looking at an awesome depiction of something totally gothic. Thank you. I always do 6 fingers. I've been doing it for the longest time, ever since I changed my name to Story Grub, which was back in 2009. And I don't know, I must have subconsciously known it, maybe it sounds like you might know, or at least have an inkling of what the significance of the 6 fingers means. But I just decided that it would be funny just to do it because that would be my trademark, because if anybody ever tried to copy me, they would have to remember these certain things that I do. And that's why AI does not scare me in one little iota. I welcome it, but it just makes the good artists better, in my opinion. Uh, anyways, yeah, but yeah. Ooh, time travelers. That's a good idea. But angels and probably on that same token, demons have 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. Um, and of course, I started doing that in 2009, but then I moved to Boise, and around 2011 or something, I was hanging out with this gothic girl, and she had this book on angels, and we were checking it out, and she pulled out this passage in it where it had this chapter or whatever, paragraph of it from a chapter about how the angels have this many digits. I just thought that was interesting. Because I was already drawing like these figures, because if you look too, there's like wings and all sorts of that kind of stuff going on as well. Usually. Very wingy. They're very wingy. And you could absolutely call angels and things like that time travelers. Same kind of stuff. It's the same magical dust that's being sprinkled over reality. It's the same archetypes, just different names, you know. You don't have to believe in God to know that there is a God. At least I don't. Or gods and how they walk among us too, you know. You ever look at somebody on the street and you're like, what the hell is going on with that son of a gun? Well, I do that at least 3 times a day, and sometimes they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, nothing, nothing, keep going, keep walking. They're like, that's what I thought. And I'm like, damn, I didn't mean to say that so loud. They're like, what? I'm like, no, I was talking out loud again. Just keep going, we're good. And then I don't say anything for like 3 city blocks. What? Run. Plus, I like that there's angels in all cultures, you know, different depictions of them, and the angels in the Bible, in a lot of Bibles, I guess, are actually really terrifying. Hello, Oliver. Oliver Sharp. I'm using your pens. They're called Sharpies, but I'm willing to take the I out because I'm not egotistical like some people. I'm willing to take the I out of the Sharpie. That way it is sharp. Or if you, just how you probably pronounced it from your childhood beginnings, Sharpay, you know. And I'm right there with you. We can get all Sharpayed all night. Just, that sounds kind of weird, but I just meant draw. All night. I didn't, that's all I meant. I'm trying to be cool. I'm horrible at making friends. It helps to stay hydrated and positive, you know. I mean, I go surfing as much as I possibly can, but like sometimes like the surf wears off. And I can eat fish. I eat fish jerky and stuff, but it doesn't seem to help right when I need it, dude. So I mean, right, you get it, right? We're buddies. We're all buddies, right? Everybody? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Can I make something out of an ear, like a hand? Probably. Probably not. Pubic Eye asked me to draw a penis, and you know, I just it would I mean, you don't see them? They're all over the place. I mean, I would figure somebody like you would just be able to seek them out like a little throbbing hot little missile or something like that. What do you call them? Heat seeker? Well, at least I'll try to finish this one up here, and I'll definitely do that for you, buddy. I'll put your name all over it. Hold on. And then there's right there. I just got to finish that mask. Do random people catch on to how interesting I am? I don't know. I don't know. I'm still learning how to pronounce no. I'm getting there. At least when I curl my lips a certain way, I really get the no. Damn, dude, Fridays around here are insane. I have the window down and I hear like a child that's half a mile away just screaming. Like she's being killed or something. And it's just like, what do I do. I lived in Portland for 4 years, and I'd never heard that shit. And I lived right across the street from a school where kids were out there screaming and shit all day. No, but it is scary because sometimes you're like, is somebody like gonna check on that kid? Like, what the? Am I gonna have to go down and save some kids from the creek bed or something? Like, stand by me or something? God dang. And now it stops, conveniently stopped. And now y'all think I'm insane. Sorry. Hello, folks. Sean Connery. Like, from what does he say in that movie? I'm sure I know something that he says. The penitent man, the penitent man shall pass. The penitent man shall pass. That one's too hard. I can't even say penitent with a regular accent. I was drawing a mask on the penitent man. There it is. But now I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. If you have headphones on, I'm very sorry, because it probably sounds like I'm right behind you. There we go. Let's see. What exactly does that mean? If you can answer me what that means. What does it mean to be on about? I'm researching for a role, and I want to know what on about means. I have a good feeling about it. Did you catch that? Did you hear me say tit? I've got a good feeling about it. I said tit. I'm not supposed to say tit within 1,000 yards of a screaming child, apparently. Here comes the cops. Oh, God. Darling, please wake up. Get the guns. We've got to... Honey, we're not supposed to be in this house. They've found us. We've got to go. Sorry, folks. False alarm. Oh, my God. We're all gonna die. Everybody get down below the desks. Stay down until I tell you it's okay to come up. Including all of you watching. This is so dangerous. I have involved you in something very, very dangerous. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but somebody really was just like peeling out. It was the perfect timing for that. Like, what the... I mean, that was the false alarm. They're gone. It's okay. Everything's fine. No, I still hear some weird stuff going on out there. Like airplanes crashing. It's like the beginning of that mushroom series or whatever, where the mushrooms take over. The last of them. Or the last of the people on the bus, or whatever it's called. Who cares, right? Rock and roll. Let's just draw. Do I care about money? Do I sell my work? It blows minds. Can get you paid for sure. I read that just exactly how you said it, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what you sound like. Oh, ooh, I just stubbed my toe. Well, I thought about money once. It was a long time ago, child. I gave it the green light. I said, take me in. Have your way with me. That sounded very gratuitous. I did not mean it like that. I meant financially. In a positive way. More like, save me from my debt and all of life's major concerns, please, wouldn't you? And it did not catch on. But you know what did? More debt, more death, more destruction, less clearing of the throat. More of everything. That's much better. Much better. And here I am. I sit before you, brokenhearted. Try to be creative, but only shorted. Who knows? I've only been here for 12 days. But this version of Grub is quite fun. Nobody really knows what's going up, what's going down. It's quite awful. My feet are blistered and bony. I've lost my third. It's already down the sewer drain. It's not even worth looking for, since they grow back in this dimension. Story? Yeah, Terry, what's up? This is dimension 6. They don't grow back in this dimension. You remember that. What? What? Did you hear what I said? What? This is dimension 6. Your feet won't grow back in this dimension, buddy. What? That's not fair. I thought... No, you thought wrong. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm down 1 foot, friends. That one's not gonna grow back. Are you sure, Terry? Absolutely. Oh, man. That is lame. Lame sauce. Sorry about the language, friends. It's Friday. I was feeling a little frisky. I think it's English. Bad English, if you were curious. Just type that in your browser, and I think I come up first. Ooh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm building an army. There we go. Mrs. Doubtfire. There's so many. I watched Tu Wong Fu recently, and holy crap, Crow! Like there is so many. Like it is so 90s. It is so 90s because there's like literally like these dudes in it trying to like have their way with. They corner John Leguizamo's character. God, I forget her name, Chiquita or whatever his character's name is, and they're trying to like have their way with him, and like then the other kid shows up and like saves her and shit, but like it's still then later on they're teaching him how to be gentleman and not be so reapy and stuff. I'm just like, what the am I watching? This is great. I just hadn't seen it in a very long time. But there were certain things about it that were just like really, because I love the night when I watch movies from the 90s and stuff. It just makes me feel like I'm back, back in the 90s. I guess music and films and things like that do that for us. It's just kind of cool that they can. But yeah, it's amazing how much things have changed since then too. Like I thought it was already a pretty progressive time. Of course. I didn't see everything that was going on in the world. I was kind of sheltered as a kid. We didn't have cable or, I just relied on very limited access to information. Plus, not the best role models. Plus, the chocolate was better. Like, even just like the M&Ms back in the 80s in the 90s were better. Everything was just better like that. Plus, the 90s were cool. I don't know. I miss it. It was before the internet, or at least before social media. Because chat rooms were still a thing, and I remember going on them and having fun. They were just so. It was like playing Atari compared to what we do now. It's like playing like with blocks and wheels, like wooden wheels and stuff, compared to what we can like watch a movie. I remember just how it was amazing when YouTube was showing videos that were longer than 10 minutes. And it was just the most amazing thing that I could upload. And I can upload something that's like 45 minutes. Oh my God, yes, And now you can just watch movies. And I don't know. It's interesting how fast everything has changed. And very, very fast in a lot of ways. In some of the ways, I feel like way too fast. Where there should be limits and not. It's hard to always say that because limits, censorship. I'm not for that. But as far as for like blocking certain people from getting on there and doing nefarious things, and there are like there's plenty of people out there fighting the good fight and stuff. But it is a scary world that we live in still. Always good to remember your surroundings and just enjoy life find some friends that you can trust so you can be happy. And just carve out a little happiness for yourself. And do whatever makes you happy and be yourself. And allow others to be themselves too, as long as they're not hurting anybody. And then good things will happen to everybody, for everybody. That's how it should be. Before the internet came. No, I'm just kidding. Escape from LA. Remember printing out directions on the pro? Oh, yeah. And I got really good about just like writing down certain things that only I would be able to, you know, like an arrow and left arrow, Fulton Street or something like that. I just arrow Fulton. Or I would just memorize it because I have kind of like a weird brain. I can look at a map, and if there's like a red line from point A to point B, I can pretty much just like narrow it down and get within like a city block of it or something. Even if I can't find the exact place, and then I'm just like, I go around the block. Oh, there it is. my friend Andrea calls it my bird brain, because I'll get in the lane that I need to get into. Even that's gonna get me to the place 5 miles down the road. I'll get into like the correct lane and kind of like follow this like imaginary path to the place, and it just because I don't like getting over too much, and I just like staying. I don't know. I'm sure everybody does that kind of stuff. MapQuest, and I like the GPS stuff nowadays. It distracts me though, and I don't like it so much because that was something we said about the old school stuff. Is that it wasn't. I don't know. I'm sure everybody's all used to that new stuff now, so I sound like an old man. Get off my lawn! But would you mind mowing it first? Please mow it. I didn't mean to say get off. I was supposed to say get off my lawn after you were done mowing it. Please, I'll give you some cheese and crackers. Gosh darn it, God, no. Huh? No, you have to bring your own lawnmower. No, mine caught fire last time I tried to mow. That's why I don't mow the lawn. I'm 99 years old. Oh, you little shit. You throwing rocks at me, you little bastard. You ain't with a son of a gun. I'm going to throw this at you. Ow. That one got me right in the head, youngster. That was a nice shot, you little son of a bitch. All right, have a good day now. All right. Want my lawn? No? Okay, get off my lawn then, you little son of a gun. That's America in a nutshell. The end. End scene. Rodnick. This reminds me of Jailbreak from Adult Swim. Somebody said something about Adult Swim recently. Maybe it was a similar comment. I didn't really watch Adult Swim or anything. Like I said, I had a stepbrother who had a grandma who spoiled him to tears, which was great for me and my brother because we got all of his shit secondhand, like stepbrother style. And so my brother Jared would bring all these comic books and all these movies over to our place that we weren't even supposed to watch. And he was like my younger brother, and he's the one that introduced me to like the because I was into Ninja Turtles, like the comic books and stuff when I was in the 5th grade. But when I met him, he had the graphic novels, and they were like really gory and bloody and stuff. And Raphael's is just an absolute badass. Raphael's the shit. If it says anything about me towards any of you that would make you like me anymore, is that we can all agree that Raphael's the best. Anyways, but yeah, he introduced. What was I saying about the movies? He did introduce me to. He and his grandma introduced me to Rocky Horror Picture Show and all sorts of crazy stuff. And they were into theater, so I was like, they would always, because I was like my stepbrother's age. I was a year older, and but they would take me to places with them because we were closer than age. My other brother was 4 years older than us or me, and so yeah, I got to go to all these theater shows and stuff, and then she took me and him to San Francisco when we were kids, and so we grew up out in the country with horses and on a ranch and stuff with cows and stuff, and my mom lived in usually in towns and stuff, but we mainly lived with our dad, and so but when I learned how to play guitar and went through like my first little metamorphosis. I was a sophomore in high school, and I like locked myself in my bedroom and just cut up all my clothes and blasted rock and roll music. And it was basically like every cliche 80s, 90s movie that you could ever imagine. little artist kid cried himself to sleep at night. And the bed bugs did bite. They really did. I'm just kidding. I didn't do much crying. I did that way later on in life. But I didn't have no time for crying back then. I was just angry. And handsome. Oh, this head. That's a gigantic head. Lost Boys. The Frog Brothers. I was just watching a kind of like a documentary or whatever on YouTube about Corey Haim. And it is interesting. You keep bringing up all these movies and how much these people like the Coreys or whatever, how much they meant to certain kids, because some of us watched movies and just enjoyed watching movies just for the heck of it. Others, like me and my friends, we wanted to like be in movies. And these guys were our heroes. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa, these guys can do it, so we can. But of course, we didn't understand that we were from Northern California, and nowhere near LA or anything like that. And we were out in the country, so we were writing all these things and making up all these ideas for movies. But obviously, we were kids, and we lived on a ranch in Northern California with people who never, whenever we would talk about that kind of stuff, it was always just like, you boys will never be able to do that. That's ridiculous. You can't imagine the kind of stuff like the shit that came out of people's mouths that should have been supportive. But I just, anyways, I always wished I could make a movie or something. I would call it Spared No Expense, and it would be the true story of how I saved the day at Jurassic Park. Because I'm hardcore like that, not my friends. I'm the best, not them. That's all. You gotta be like pretty like full of yourself or egotistical or something like that, in order to be like to come ahead in this, penisy world and stuff like that. So that's all I'm trying to say, bros and gals. Whatever. Just don't. It's the internet. I would never lie to you, but don't take anything. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me about it. Just take my word for it. And that's all I gotta say about that. Okay? Alright. And we all lived happily ever after. Amen. Thank you. Okay, good. Now I can move on. So that was an ad. I have to do that ad every 45 minutes, otherwise they zap me. So everything I said for the past 2 minutes was an ad. I don't believe any of it. Oh shit, see, earthquakes everywhere. They heard me saying that, and they were really rubbing it in. Mm-hmm. Alright, everybody. It's over my time limit and they're getting angry. You guys are so funny. Okay. Oh gosh. Alright. Drop the zero. Get with the hero. Sure. Uh-oh. What? Faces. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the comments, the compliments, the rat-a-tat-tooey. It means a lot. I have come here from another time, from another world, and I'm happy to meet you all. Don't judge me. I was born this way. Oh, there we go. Let me make sure that's awkward as hell. Perfectly awkward. I don't know what this is. It's like ruffles or something. Look like a duck. Looks like a duck sitting. But anyways, I've got the ears, the eyes, the lips. Oh, don't quite know about the nose quite yet. I'm working on it. The mask, obviously. What's a mask? What's in a mask? What makes a mask a mask? It's a really good looking mask. That's not the point. point is, perfect. She spills her guts, and I don't care. There we go. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. My mom makes me want to cry. She stick a needle in my eye when I get home after school. She'll pull me from the swimming pool. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. Spills her guts, and I don't care. Almost. Here we go. The politics, they make me sick. You do a lot of talking, but you don't do shit. So after the game, let's go to town and burn that fucker to the ground. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and now she spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. She spills her guts, and I don't care. Spills her guts, and I don't care. Obviously that song is about Goddess Nut. I think they call it Newt because they don't want it to sound like nut, I guess. That's the only reason I would assume. Otherwise you just call them Nut. Why not? Get it? Well, I really appreciate the banter, the friendship, the creepiness, the vibrations. Oh shit. But I've got to go. Ow. Oh, that really hurt. I've got to go make some noise at the show now. Got to go clock in. Got to go clock in at the rock and roll gig. Gotta take me pill and see what happens when shit rolls downhill, right? I mean, that's the only reason I would assume that we're going. Isn't that right, boys? Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to go, and you are. Okay. Has anybody got me eye gunk? Right. Okay. Good. All right. Why aren't you talking? Your lips. What's wrong with your lips? What? Oh God. No, I don't want to know. You're fine. Just don't say a damn thing. Just don't even look at me, mate. It's disgusting, mate. You're still looking at me, man. Just go. Oh, he's gone. God dang. Don't forget to take your art guard. Everybody knows it. Phobia. You be careful out there. Everybody else. What happened to my tooth? It was knocked out of me head as I was sticking up for my buddy against a gang of hoodlums. And that's the God's honest truth. I got it the worst. Because believe it or not, I actually have and had bad teeth before that. From a childhood accident. From a car accident as a 4-year-old. I was destined to have bad teeth. And they made a movie about it and everything. It was a James Bond movie. It's called Jaws. And part 2 of Jaws of Life. But it doesn't matter. It was a musical. Nobody remembers that one. So, at any rate, did you see my belly? I would need to work on my belly. So, y'all keep it up. And you take care of each other out there. You know that I love you, and I'm on your side. And if I get a little extra from the tip of the top, you know who'll be getting it next, you know? We're all going to be sharing the wealth. We're friendly. I love you. It's been a long, hard road out of hell. Quite hard. Quite lonely. Quite horrific. Quite cool. And interesting. Why not? I'm not going to lollygag about it. You're one of a kind. I was just seeing how long I could do it. I wouldn't be the same without you. And It's an honor to share the same air that we do at this great time, this great change in our culture and civilization. Who would have thought? This mask is very tight. It makes me talk with a British accent, and I'm not even from Britain, as you can tell, based on my knuckles. They're not swollen enough. Anywho. Oh gosh, am I gonna regret reading these? Who's this fucking guy? Yep, somebody being naughty. It's unfortunate. We should all be friends. At least that's what my butlers think. That we should be equals, and I say, go fix me turkey pot pie. What are you doing? I mean, equal? And then I think about it for a while, and after he's gone, making me pie, and I think, oh man, he might be onto something. And then I read the good book, Reader's Digest, as y'all know. It's great, especially when you're on the cat. And then things pop up and pop out, and life just seems a whole lot better, lighter, if you will. You flush the toilet, you wash your hands, you get the fuck out, you know? It's no big deal. It's just how it is. It's not like we do it in the gutters anymore. It's not like we do it in Roman times where you sit in a big circle and you have a chat about it. You go in the bathroom, you do your business, you wipe, you wash your hands, and you get out. You dry your hands off too, I suppose. Do your hair. Fix your nostrils. Tickle your chin. Sorry, the art guard's not kicking in yet. Yep. I'm just goofing off. When I put the mask on, this is one of my characters, Lean Scabs. There's a whole playlist with him. I'm just such a dork. But I also saw like 20 people like logging on, so I just wanted to go crazy for a second. Because it's just really fun to be him. I like him and my character Blight. Anyways, thanks for your patience and your doctors and your nurses, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. God damn, I need to get one of those like microphones and record the sounds out here because it's like a Alfred Hitchcock. It's like a Alfred Hitchcock movie out here. I shit you not. Anyways, but I do appreciate the company. You guys are awesome. I'm getting there, but I really do. My cat's having a good time too. She's getting some kind of little bug. That's Abigail. She's my little feral Portland cat. I feel like we're watching her from like behind something. Like, there she is, the light of me life. Oh, she knows. She knows we're watching. Who told her? Who's the bloody rat that let her know we were? Oh my god. She's my little cutie. Oink. I'll let you see the... Hold on a second, I'm sorry. There we go. Here's the drawing that I was working on. I could do it long ways, that way you can see it better. Sorry. This is the part that I suck at the most. It gives you an idea. And even now it could be a face or something, you know. It could already be like let's see. I've never seen my camera focus like this before. It's weird. Just started doing that like yesterday. Because before I used to have to try to focus, and I was always astonished that it never focused. Because I would tap on it, but now it's just like, hello, look through my skin. Jeez. But yeah, the mouth could be in here, and the eyes, and the hair would be like ear would be over here maybe or something. Cheek. chin. It could be that, you know, if I wanted to, I could kind of make it that and then call it good or something. But what I'm probably going to end up doing, just like the last one I did, is go all the way to the edges. So it'll just be like this kind of thing, but all the way to the very edges. With all those little faces in there doing their thing. Kind of like a dream. How you can be 20, you can be the whole room at the same time. You can be everybody, and you can just change perspectives at will with practice. If you're a dreamer, I'm a dreamer. Abigail is South Africa, right on. Do you like... I'm not sure about who that is. I'm sorry, Cindy. Earn Brew? I'm not sure. I wish it was Instagram when I used to smoke crack. I just got back on Instagram. I'm not a big fan of social media. But YouTube has been very kind to me, even though there's people that, for some reason, just want to be awful people. But it's episodes like this where it's amazing to me how cool people can be. And it's always important to remember that there's always somebody out there who has your back. And that's why I have good moderators. I have good people watching my back on this channel. Thank you, Pastor. I've noticed you doing your handiwork. And, because I think, you know, even when people are awful, I think it's important to, like, be, okay, give them a second, or give them a little warning here or there. Because I think it's important to, like, especially these days, to build instead of tearing each other apart. I'll never, like, punch down against people. I'll make fun of them for being awful people for the right reasons, you know, or roast them in that way even, or fight them if they're bullies or whatever it is, you know. But I think everybody deserves respect and a second chance. I could have gone down like a certain avenue where I just would have been lost. Somehow, I feel like I managed to stay with it, at least with it enough to understand right from wrong and who the real enemy is. Because it certainly ain't us. It's it's not who they tell us, you know, to hate, you know. It's not who you think it is. It just boggles my mind that people, working class people, want to have it out for each other. They don't consolidate the power. And then watch what happens. Watch how fast everything changes as soon as they realize that we know that we have the power, you know. But instead we squabble and bicker and infight and find all these clever little labels to call each other and reasons to hate each other instead of reasons to come together. And it's sad to me to see everyday people do that to each other. Over what? For what? For nothing, really. It's not even for status. It's not for money. It's not for anything. It's just so they can feel better about something that somebody told them to feel bad about. And I'll never understand that kind of nonsense. And I guess I never will. It's not our jobs to understand it. It's our jobs just to get through it, you know, and try to make it better. So that's what I think, anyways. And that's why I'm a dork all the time out here too, because, you know, I don't want people to come here and think about that BS that's out there, you know. You can be a creative person, and you can be a thoughtful person and think about people and want to help, but also distract. I don't like I'm a big picture kind of person, you know, where there's literally bigger fish to fry. They're humongous. Rainbow trout, delicious, especially this time of year. But that I'm getting off topic now. I'm getting hot topic now. Whew. I think they're still open. They're open until 9. Let's go. Wait a second. I was talking about something else. Nah. I'm gonna get off my little soapbox. I think most of you understand what I was saying. Anyways. Well, that's nice of you to say, Phobia. I appreciate that. I think it's important to unleash your inner child on the world. And I'm learning new stuff every day about this channel and about how, because it does help me too. It really does. I just, even if I don't know how yet, but it's already, being able to draw live on this platform has, I've been using this word a lot, but like has informed me in like the mural that I was doing in this venue a few miles away, and because it's right in the front window of the place, and cars are going by like right outside the freaking window, you know. So it's like I'm outside almost practically because it's very public. And as I was drawing that, you know, of course I'm doing my live videos on these things, and these drawings have gotten a lot better as well. But the mural was just, it came out really well. Anyways, or it's coming out well, I should say. I'm also learning. I'm becoming fluent in how to pat my own back and toot my own horn. I'm going to Juilliard to learn how to massage my own buttocks. That way I can really boost my ego, like $20, $100, just to boost that shit. That way more people see my ego. It gets out there, gets into the, what am I talking about? Holy cow. Was somebody writing that down? Please tell me you were. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm going with this channel anyways. I just like to draw, and I think it's important just to speak your mind and be silly. And I do appreciate all the comments. I'm not good at responding most of the time, but I, of course, appreciate your company, as usual. And thank you for the likes. Oh my gosh. This is like, it's the last 4 days have been like really strange. I like texture, so it's like when I'm wearing the shirt, I have to touch it. I'm not like touching my nipples or anything. I know I do things with my hands a lot. It's just I'm like fucking Brad Pitt from 12 Monkeys. If you've never seen that movie, when I first saw that movie when I was 16, I'm like, oh my god, he does my mannerisms, or like chicken or the egg kind of thing. But Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys is like the best thing ever, and he uses his hands a lot, and I do that a lot too. And I only noticed that after I get done filming and stuff. But I'll see, I'll be like, whoa, I move my hands quite a bit. I'm very handsy. Um, so, anyway, yeah, again, thank you for all the nice words and the support. It really, really means a lot. And you all be safe out there and treat each other with respect. That means you treat yourself with respect as well. And cut yourself some slack, you know. Just be nice to yourself. You deserve it. Alright. I don't know what it says, to be honest. Oakland's finest tacos or something. I really want to go there. I just liked the design. It's like, I think it's a testicles bent over at booby, prickly boobs. I think that's what it is, right? Oh, there we go. Can't even read it. Tacos. Oh, Oscar, that's right, yeah. I can't even read, I'm so stupid. After I get done with these things, my brain is just fried. Because in between takes, I fry my brain with a torch through my ear. Yeah, it still hurts. Alright, y'all take care of yourselves now. Love you. Always have. Always will. What is it? You do too. What's your... Oh, my name? My name is Story Grub. Story Grub.